I, 25 female, overheard my 27 male boyfriend say that he chose the wrong girl. For context, me and my boyfriend have been together in total for 8 years.
Wait, how old are they again? One more time, sorry.
25 and 27.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
That's crazy. Okay. Wait, so 25 minus 8 is 17.
Mm-hmm.
And 27 minus 8 is 19. Okay.
Yeah, young ones.
I know that 19 and 17, it's not legal, right?
No, it's not legal.
Okay. Interesting. We met between mutual friends while I was still in school, and he had just moved to my town to go to college. We were friends for 2 years before we started dating. So you were friends with him when you were 15, and then you started dating him when you were 17? Okay. The reason for this was because 1, I was too scared to make a move, and secondly, he was in love with one of our mutual friends. After she got a boyfriend, he moved on to liking me, and we have been dating ever since. Last Saturday, he moved on to liking me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Last Saturday was his birthday, and he told me he has never been thrown a surprise party and would like to experience one. I worked all week before Saturday, his birthday, planning and inviting people, getting reservations, buying a cake, etc. I asked his best friend to hang out with him for most of the day so that I could set up and get everyone to get here and hide for the surprise. The birthday party was a success, and he was smiling the whole time. He had snuck off with his best friend somewhere, and I wanted to go find him so that we could sing happy birthday and cut the cake. This is going to break my heart. As I was walking down the hallway, I heard him and his friend talking, so I kept walking toward their voices. I heard him tell his friend that he should have kept trying with our mutual friend. He told him that he should have been the man that she's now engaged to, not her fiance. He said that he hated waking up to me and that he wished that our mutual friend was the one that threw him his surprise party. He said he felt disgusted every time he had to kiss me or hold me because he knew that our mutual friend should be in his arms instead. He said that he felt like he was stuck in our relationship and that he would end up having to marry me. He said that our mutual friend was better than me in looks from head to toe, and he said that she was the most gorgeous girl he's ever seen.
Oh my God.
I went back to the party and told everyone that I couldn't find him and that we would have to wait for him to come back. When he came back, he gave me a hug and a kiss on the head and told me he loved me. I didn't want to ruin his party, so I went along with it. He doesn't know that I know he doesn't honestly love me. I've been going along with everything. I honestly don't want to break up with him. I just want to know how I can make him fall in love with me. I don't know what I did to make him feel so unhappy. This is really like getting tears in my eyes.
You didn't do anything. Yeah.
So I would like to know, how do I make my boyfriend fall in love with me, or should I just give up on our relationship? He is my first boyfriend I've ever had, and I'm scared to start dating again at my age.
Don't worry about your age, girl.
I have so many things to say.
Yeah, no, I feel horrible. I feel bad for you. I am sorry that you had to go through that and hear all those things. The man that you are in love with is not giving you the same respect that you have for him. My recommendation and advice would be to leave the relationship, focus on yourself, and find someone that makes you feel the way that you long to make your boyfriend feel, because you deserve that, and he isn't happy in the relationship with you either. So you could channel your love for him and hoping that he finds someone that makes him feel the way that his ex did. And then you could also find that for yourself, I hope. That's how I feel.
That was so good.
It sounds robotic because I feel really bad.
This is heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First of all, that is so sad. I'm so sorry that this is real. But, okay, this girl's 25. She's so young. Mm-hmm. So we just got to rule out that I'm scared to be dating at my age. Like, you are so young. I would think most people on earth that are married for their full life are not finding that person at 25.
No.
So just try, I know it's easier said than done, try to let that go. This is so sad because I think that your boyfriend doesn't even like your best friend. He probably likes the idea of her. And I think that a lot of times when people have like a history with someone and maybe there wasn't like a complete and solid ending where there was like rejection and that was it, or there was closure and people move on. It's very human to get caught up in the idea of what could have been, and that's different than what would have been. So if he actually ended up with your friend, odds are they would have broken up. The universe gave her a different guy to marry. You know, she's engaged to someone who likely makes her very, very happy and they're great together. So your current boyfriend, he was never meant to be with her. But it's very human to get in your own head and be like, but what if I did make a move? What if it was different? Like something that we can all do in any situation where we're feeling like regret or like, what if I did this? And what if this guy, like, what if I just tried one more time? Let go of the idea that it could have been any different. And that's what your boyfriend needs to do. I know it's easier said than done, but what he's doing is just getting attached and emotional over the idea of what could have been. I'm sure that he is not been crying over your best friend or your mutual friend for the past 7 years or however long you guys have been together. He probably had a crush on her, moved on, fell deeply in love with you, has been happy for years and years and years. And then this very human thought popped into his head and he was like, oh my God, our mutual friend is now engaged. Like, I always liked the idea of her. She was always such a great girl. And then he probably started thinking, oh my God, dude, I could have probably married her. I could be with her right now. Dude, what if I actually proposed to her? And he's spiraling in his own mind. And he's creating feelings that maybe aren't even real. And maybe they wouldn't even have come up if she didn't get engaged. Regardless of what he is going through, you don't deserve this.
Right.
So I think just something to make yourself feel better is that this guy, he loves you, or at least he did for a time. Maybe his feelings changed, and that's okay. It just means that your relationship has run its course, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You probably learned so much. You learned about things that make you happy in a relationship. You learned about things that you don't want in a relationship. This guy is not perfect. Think about all the things that you can improve on in the next relationship that you have, because in your life, it's either going to be this guy or somebody better. You're never going to be with someone that is worse than this guy, you know, because every relationship you have the goal of it's better than the last one. So you're going to meet someone even better than him because you're going to know all the things that are going to be non-negotiables in the next relationship. Here's a perfect example. If they have a crush on somebody else, or if they ever say, oh, I should be with somebody else, you're like, you know what? That's it. We're done. I'm not going to be with that person. So this is a lesson, and also just general school of thought. We should never be asking anyone to love us. We should never be trying to get someone to fall in love with us. The person that you're meant to be with will be crazy about you, and you don't even have to try. And that might sound so crazy right now because you've never experienced that, clearly, because this guy doesn't love you right now. Even if he did in the past, he doesn't love you right now for who you are. So you don't need to try anything. I think that you need to get your life together, and then you need to break up with him. And if he asks you why, if you have any respect for him left, which I probably wouldn't, but if you do, you could maybe explain to him, I know that I'm not the one for you. If you want to be brutally honest with him and tell him, I overheard you at the party talking about our friend. The only thing that makes me nervous about that is that when people are facing rejection or like losing someone or break up, all the above, it's very human to try to fight back and say anything you can to get this person to change their mind, even if deep down you don't want it. So like in that exact moment where he was talking to his friend, I bet all he wanted was to not be dating you and be with this other girl. But when it comes down to it, when you actually have this conversation with him and you tell him, I am leaving you, we are not together anymore, I just think that his first thought could be to try to convince you to stay. And so I think if you told him that you overheard him, he would be even more likely to be like, I didn't mean that, blah, 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 blah. Like, whereas if you just tell him, look, you and I, we're not meant to be, and I wish you all the best, and it's been great. I feel like you could leave it at that.
Yeah, and I don't want to sympathize with the guy, like, at all, but I feel like he probably does care about her a lot still.
Yeah, of course.
And he doesn't know what to do because he knows that the relationship isn't working for him. I mean, I guess he's confiding in someone that's like his best friend, you know, like, I don't know what to do because he probably doesn't want to hurt you. But you also have to let him realize that you are not his pawn to be strung along just because he cares about you and doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Clear is kind. Be upfront and honest with me. Tell me that this is how you're feeling and it's not working for you. And I think that without like taking away the emotion of like anger, I think that you could appreciate and respect him a lot more if he just came to you and told you that. But obviously he didn't, and you had to hear about it the wrong way, which is going to hurt you even more. I would just let him know that. You know what I mean? Like, just be, I would be honest. I would be like, I overheard you. Like, you don't have to try to backtrack any of it. I heard what you were saying. Clearly, like, you didn't feel like you had to put a filter on or worry about hurting me because you didn't think that I was listening, but I was. I would have appreciated that you came to me beforehand. I'm sorry that I couldn't provide to you what you had hoped for and wished for in this relationship. I've accepted that, but like, this is where we need to part ways.
Yeah.
And now, like Kelly said, you have the experience of being in a relationship for a pretty long time with someone that you felt in love with. And then that also allows you time to think about that relationship and like the goods and the bads. And then moving forward, like, use this as a learning experience to find someone that will be just as crazy about you as you are about them.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I do think that being honest is always the best policy.
Mm-hmm.
I just really want you to keep in mind that when you tell him that, I just think him hearing that is going to make him more likely to backtrack. And just keep in mind that he will deny this.
Yeah.
Or he most likely.
He can't.
Yeah. He most likely will deny it and try to backtrack and be like, but that's not what I meant. You heard me wrong, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember the truth. And also...
don't let him gaslight you.
Yeah, exactly. You can write this down. Write this down in a journal with a date on it. Write exactly how you're feeling, exactly what you heard, exactly what you need to do. And then when you're feeling like you're regretting your decision, when you're feeling like, I could have made it work, if I just did this, if I acted more like our friend, if I cut my hair, if I lost weight, let go of the idea that it could have been any different. You do not deserve this, and this person doesn't deserve you. There's going to be someone that you're going to find in life that is going to blow this guy out of the water, and you're going to think, how could I have ever thought that my first boyfriend was meant for me?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a long time to get there.
You'll get there, though.
Yeah. It might take months, years. You might go through 5 more boyfriends after him before you find this person. But what's meant to you will find you, and this is not what's meant for you. So you need to let this go and be strong. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life, but you need to do it, and you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry this fucking happened.
Yeah, that was a hard one to hear.
Yeah, that's horrible. Ugh, I hate him. I hate him. Do you know that TikTok sound?
Yeah, that was, damn.
Also, just like the title pisses me off. My boyfriend said that he chose the wrong girl. If you stay with him, you're choosing the wrong guy. Ugh, horrible.